transport about 60,000 pounds of fish. Right now it's been stocked with 140,000 fish. It has a lot of nice features. The fish should be swimming at the ideal speed, as well as the water rotational velocity should be ideal for flushing solids. So there's a flow inlet structure for adjusting the velocity at the wall. We can adjust the velocity in the middle by how much water leaves the middle. The tank's actually a big settling tank, and the fish manure goes to the bottom and radial flow carries it to the center. So we concentrate the solids in the center, and then we settle them out in the settler. So we get it over half the solids removed right at the tank, and it's quite thick at the bottom when we start flushing solids. And then all the water leaves the sidewall box, and this goes to the drum filter. So each tank gets 2,300 gallons per minute at recycling 7,000 gallons per minute. So we turn the tank volume over every 30 minutes to keep the water clean. That carries the pure oxygen to the fish and flushes the waste metabolites away. Now this tank's 10 foot deep, so how do you get dead fish out of it? The dead fish sink, and the radial flow moves them to the center of the tank. We have a mort flush behind you next to Jeff Silverstein, so we can actually block the flow out the side and pull the standpipe and flush the dead fish right out where they remove them. So it takes about 1 minute for one staff member. And then how do we harvest this tank? Because you can't get into it, you don't want to be netting the fish. And with our USDA research, we've worked at a lot of technologies, and the overhead rail is going to carry a large clamshell grater, and it lowers into the tank and you pivot it around the tank. And it has grater bars that the small fish swim through. So the biggest fish are captured in the grater, pushed up against that sidewall outlet, and then the door falls, and we have a dewatering rack, and they just slide out of the tank. They should be able to do 10 or 20,000 fish an hour. They come out, and they may go through a grater for a fine grade, but then they go straight off to the processing plant. So it's to minimize labor while you have easy water quality management, excellent water quality. When these fish moved over, they had a little columnaris, so you'll see a few fish with columnaris in. I think they've been in the system for 2 weeks, 1 week, 1 week maybe, every 90 seconds. That's the slowest we will go.
Steve, you said grow out time in here was 6 months?
They'll start harvesting the biggest fish 4 months after stock, and then take out fish at 4 months, 5 months, and 6 months. So that gives the little fish time to catch up, and it gives us the opportunity to pull the biggest fish out when they're ready. And the harvest size is 3 per pound or 150 grams. So we get all the water and we reclaim it in big drum filters. Why don't we walk to the end of the row?